Mheshimiwa Cheng, then what lessons do we learn? Because I recall that, I think it was an afternoon in May of 2022, and William Ruto from the current office came out and introduced his running mate, and he said of how great he was in grassroots mobilization, that he was pro-people, that he understood what needed to be done on different matters, including the economy. But now, 2 years later, he knows this. What must candidates consider when choosing running mates? And also running mates, what must they consider as they are being chosen?
Some things. I've been so worried lately, personally, for my country. Because since the last elections, it's not even half-term. It's not even mid-term for this season of governance and administration. But the happenings post the impeachment of Rigathi has been nothing but, we've gone back to almost an election mode too soon. And the speeches from both sides, in my opinion, the speeches coming from Gachagua and company, speeches coming from the government, for me have been extremely polarizing, in my opinion, very polarizing and not giving hope where hope was quite necessary. And so, all of a sudden, where Gachagua was this marvelous guy, is incompetent. All of a sudden, where William Ruto was an angel who was supposed to save us, according to Gachagua then, William is now a villain, according to Gachagua. So it's for us to discern as a country, what are we being treated to? And do you want to be part of this charade? That's I think what we need to ask. Do you want to be part of these new games? Because we've seen this before, where, old friends become foes, and then one becomes a bogeyman who is going to be blamed for all the ills of government, and then the other one also blames the other for all the ills of the opposition. And I think it's wrong to do that, and I would request, in my opinion, that regardless of whether Gachagua is right or wrong, I would ignore him if I was president. I wouldn't respond to him personally. I'll probably send Kagiri here or, Mark or somebody else to respond to him. But I wouldn't do what I've just seen on television. I would try to, cool the tempers, cool the discussion, make it look like you're the big man in the house. Yeah, that's what I would do.
What is the matter here? I thought this was done on the 1st of November when Deputy President Kithure Kindiki was sworn in. Why all these ongoing sort of speeches against a former official?
Good morning, Sam, and thank you. I would believe we all thought it was over, but I believe we've been watching what has been going on. So there's been a lot of criticism towards the government. There's been a lot of back and forth exchanges since that happened. And I believe maybe why the president got to a point of responding is because he had also been attacked the previous week, and it was good for him to explain himself. Looking at where we are, Sam, I believe a leader is supposed to deliver hope to their people. And we could say for the last 2.5 years or so, we've had so much progress happen in our country, and it's been unspoken about. Even many times I've come to studio, and you people have told me, Jen, you're doing so much, but this government is not speaking about it. So when the president gets to that point, he wonders why his assistant wouldn't have been the active person to tell Kenyans what was going on. In a case of Taifa Care, where we're having our people having universal health coverage, that is a situation where I would want to mention that for the last 4 days I've visited around 16 of my villages in Laikipia County. And I must mention the last day I visited a village called Morocco, in a very remote area. And as I was explaining to them about Taifa Care, this woman raises up her hand, shows us her leg, and tells us she was paid for 300,000 by Taifa Care. In such a situation, you find yourself wondering, why should be the people telling us that they are benefiting, and a leader who is supposed to deliver hope to them tell us that nothing is working in this country? You've showed us a clip of where a lady went to a supermarket and was shopping. Sam, what is unfortunate about that clip is that you've not mentioned a year or so ago, or in fact 2 years ago, our people were buying maize flour at 250 shillings. That lady has bought the maize flour at 120 shillings. That is, of course, progress that is taking place in this country. When we talk about education, and this I picked during my last visit in the villages in Laikipia, our parents used to be told they had to fund employment of BOM teachers. Today, they've moved from having to fund 3 or 4 teachers to about 1 teacher. That's because our Kenya Kwanza government has employed more than 76,000 teachers. Today, you speak to our MPs seated here, they have built more than 10,000 classes in the last 1 year, which was supposed to be JSS classes. We have 3,000 classes to go. So much good things are happening in this country. The fertilizers, which were an unbelievable thing, we were told they would move from 7,000 to 2,500 shillings. Today, our farmers are having surplus harvest. So when the president gets frustrated, it's because so much good is happening in the country, but it's unspoken about.
That's what I'm asking. I mean, if he could not speak about these issues,
yes,
he is no longer there to speak about the issues. Why
then, unfortunately, why is he still speaking about them?
I mean, he's outside the government.
Yes.
That's what I'm wondering. What is the essence of responding?
Some believe in politics.
Yeah.
You cannot just keep quiet. In fact, we say the arrow is returned at the point at which it comes from. And I believe that's the spirit the president was working for.